Step into the Incense and Whiskey sanctuary with mindfulness enthusiasts and verified whiskey lovers, Mecca and Ashley, as they discuss all the random topics they love, from mindfulness to memes. This is Ashley.
And this is Mecca. So Ashley, I want to explore meditation and benefits that it can offer a person.
Okay, I'm with it. I'm exploring meditation more now, so I'm excited.
So it's one of those things that I have to tell you, for so long, I was always told, oh, you should meditate, you should meditate, you should meditate. And I could never figure out why. So one of the concepts that I've kind of learned is that when one prays, they're making a request. When they're meditating, they're actually hearing their answer. So that's kind of how I've been using my meditation. Either I'm getting clarity around something I've already requested, or I am softening my mind. That's kind of how I say it. Now, mind you, I'm an expert at Mecca's meditation. I'll say that, and understanding how it affects the brain. So it's one of those things that people probably don't like meditating because they feel like they can't sit still for a long period of time. It's like, oh, I start thinking about things or I fall asleep, and all those things are okay. Just know that when you do it on a regular basis, it can, it makes your life better. Your stress is lower. It can improve your health. You know, problems seem smaller and you seem a lot bigger.
Okay.
And those are some of the things that I think people just should know up front about meditation. Mind you, there are several different types of meditations. I mean, it's, there's a vast amount of type of meditations that people do. I'm only going to touch on a few that I've practiced that make the improvement on my life. You have everything from mindful, spiritual, mantra, you have transcendental meditation, you have movement meditation. And some people have been practicing this and didn't even have a name to it. I'll use movement first because sometimes people will paint or draw. If you're an artist, it takes you into this zone of you've let all judgment go. Maybe there's thoughts coming, but you're doing the thing, being an artist, being a writer, you're painting, and you go into this zone of everything is turned off. Your mind is silenced. That's a part of movement. Exercising. Sometimes people exercise, have a movement in their meditation. It takes them into a meditative state of being able to think and get answers. I remember a time, this is when I was a lot younger, every time I knew I would go running or walking on a treadmill or doing some type of movement, whatever problem I needed to solve, I received the answer while I was exercising. And so for a while, let me exercise. I'm going to get the answer to the question that I'm asking. And I didn't even know they had a name of movement meditation. And then you have the mindfulness meditation where people are, basically you're in a deep rest of the mind. You observe your thoughts and your emotions. You let them pass with no judgment, but you stay present. You stay present in that peace, right? And then you have a transcendental meditation where you go through a practice where you're learning meditation from this group. You are given either a sound, a mantra, or a word to repeat in a certain way, and you meditate, for 20 minutes twice a day. And there's no wrong way of meditating. The purpose of it is just to silence your mind and to reset. Some people think that doing it twice a day helps when you start off in the morning. It sets the buffer and the intentions for the day. You are able to have that me time and kind of decide how you want to conduct yourself throughout the day. And then when you have a meditation in the evening, then you have washed the day away. You washed the day away. Also prepared yourself to, maybe you're going to be at home with your family. Maybe you're going to eat, or maybe it just helps you sleep better. So, when you start looking at it that way, I mean, you have the time to give yourself those 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is. I always say, don't try to beat yourself up on how long you meditate. You may start off at a 3 minute, a 5 minute mark. I've met this girl. She was at a yoga training program in Oaxaca, Mexico, and they were literally meditating for 8 hours a day. That's a strong hold, but for a beginner, a 3 to 5 minute quietness of the mind is helpful as well. You just kind of lead up to a longer meditation.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
tell me, then there's also guided meditations. So,
Yeah.
I know you've been practicing meditation and you have a meditation group, which I think is absolutely wonderful. Tell me a little bit about like what benefits that you've seen since you started your daily practice.
Yeah, I think a daily practice has helped me to be more disciplined in prioritizing that quietness that you
Yep.
mentioned in my mind before, I like to say, before the day gets away from me. And for everyone out there, I did a 21-day meditation, and I really think it helped me get into the habit of daily meditation. I typically rely on a guided meditation because I feel like I'm still early in my practice, such
Right.
that
Perfect.
it's helpful for me to have someone, to hear a voice or a sound, like you said, to guide me through the process of clearing my mind. I have a hard time with that. So some of the benefits I've seen are an overall greater sense of control over my day because I've prioritized clearing my mind before emails come in or requests or needs from family members, et cetera, come up. I think that it has also helped me to explore different feelings because sometimes I'll meditate on a word, right? So I've been meditating on gratitude for the last few days, and exploring where my thoughts go, or where my journal. I think the combination of journaling and meditation, I think, has
Scripting. Yep.
also been scripting.
Yep.
I didn't know there was a term for that. Has been really helpful. So I types of meditation that I want to explore further are the visualization meditation, I
Mm-hmm.
think. And then also what you just brought up, the concept of just meditating more than once a day. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but it absolutely makes sense to start your day clearing your mind, and end your day kind of clearing your mind. So that's, maybe I need to up my meditation game.
I mean, it helps. I think that, don't put the pressure on yourself like, oh, I didn't do it this day, or I did it wrong. Don't put the pressure on you, but just knowing, it's almost like, that eating at least 2 vegetarian type meals a week helps you, right? It
Do I
benefits.
know that? Do I know that? Did I
You
just
should
learn
know
that?
that having a plant-based meal at some point during the week is a helpful thing. You may not want to do it all the time, but oh, that it was good. That wasn't bad for me. Same thing with
Okay.
meditation. Like
Okay.
that, not but it's something that benefits you. The world does not end if you don't do it twice a day. It's just something that makes you a better Ashley.
Okay. Well, I'm all for being a better Ashley. So I'm going to try that out and report back how the twice a day meditation goes.
Yeah, I love it. And one thing that you just said about writing, when I first started meditating, actually, it was movement and writing. Actually, I was
Movement and writing. Okay.
realized I love to exercise, I love to move, whatever it was. That was
Yeah.
meditation for me. But then also, like, whenever I would write in my journal, I don't care if it was a couple of sentences, like, this is how I felt today, or this is what happened. Now I'm getting really good at practicing my gratitude. It could be in the morning, it could be in the evening, like whatever I'm gracious for, whatever I'm showing gratitude for that day. Or maybe I'm also um, creating a higher self gratitude, like being grateful for something that hasn't happened, but I'm talking about it as if it has already.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Getting into that practice has been helpful.
What about, because people have been talking about gratitude for a while, and meditating on gratitude, journaling around gratitude. What does that focus on gratitude do for you?
It increases more things to be grateful for.
Okay.
It increases that. If you're thankful and showing gratitude for, I'm waking up in the morning, I'm having a great day, my family loves me, I'm just giving these very general topics, then you will get
Sure.
more love from the family, more days to wake up to that you're grateful for.
Okay.
It
So
increases.
it sounds like you're putting out what you're grateful for and then receiving back energy from
Right. It's like you're
that
telling the universe,
graciousness.
I'm going to be this will give a really good analogy. I'm telling the
Hmm.
universe, I really love pizza. I love pizza. Thank you for giving me pizza. It tastes so good. So then, you're going to get more opportunities to have pizza. That just is
Okay.
what comes naturally. You're going to have pizza at work. Your friend's going to want to take you out for pizza. You're going to learn how to make pizza. The more things that you're grateful for, they show up. It's just
Okay.
saying, hey, I love this. So I'm okay. Ashley likes this. I'm going to keep giving you more of it, Ashley. What
Right.
else
Like
are
you
you grateful
become more cognizant of the thing that you're grateful for each as it shows up in your life.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Okay.
really want to get into what that does for you, you can even Google like Oprah and gratitude, and she gives a really great talk about what the idea of keeping a gratitude journal or just even gratitude notes, like what that does for you mentally and your subconscious. Because
Okay.
again, this kind of goes back to what I've been practicing with some subconscious therapy. So yeah, I think that showing gratitude is a form of meditation that will help you over the long run and you see immediate results. One thing I
I'm
wanted
all
to,
for
before
that.
I get off of this, I wanted to say the other part of meditation that I absolutely love and I've practiced is sound therapy. So like,
Yes, I was going to ask you about that. So
yeah,
tell
doing
us,
a
tell us
lot
about
of
that.
Tibetan bowls, gong washes. It's like the
Hmm.
vibrations of the various tones and the binaural beats literally vibrate through your body, and it's almost like a massage to the mind, like literally.
Okay.
Once you hear that gong, or maybe you hear that specific beat in that bowl, it's almost like a dental floss is going into your brain and just like slowly getting. I'm telling you, I know that sounds like a really crazy analogy,
Interesting.
but it's
Yeah.
almost like there's a dental floss going into the crevices of your brain and just kind of creating new grooves and cleaning out pieces that are blockage. So
Okay.
one day I'll give you a Tibetan bowl meditation sound bath and you'll understand. You've probably done it. I feel like you've have, but
Ooh.
you've never
No, I'm
had
here for it.
Mecca's.
Yes, I want to. Yes, give me a sound bath. Bathe me in sound, Mecca. I'm here for it. I am here for it. I'm all ears. Well, what would you say to someone that's maybe not as familiar with, or maybe would initially say, I don't think I have a connection to a particular sound? How would you respond to that? What would you tell them to think about or explore?
Ooh, I didn't know I had it either until I had a Reiki session, and the instructor did a sound bowl, and I was like, "What was that? Whatever you did, shut the doors," and I stopped thinking about whatever I was thinking, and I was in the moment. Um,
Okay.
so I would say go to YouTube, start Googling sound baths, binaural beats. One thing that you can do is go, Instagram is now a search engine, but you can go to
Definitely.
binaural beats, and there's a binaural beat for like every situation. So maybe you're like, I want a binaural beat to attract the right tribe, attract the right friends, open my heart to love, and or open up my sense of intuition, whatever it is. There's a binaural beat for it, a frequency, and then you can go to YouTube and find that frequency and listen to it and see if it resonates with you. It's something that it's a test and try piece. There's not going to be a one size fit all. You may
Mhm.
find somebody on your Insta therapy that practice sound baths, and maybe you like their
Yeah.
start listening to all kind of like tones.
So just start listening to things and see what resonates with you.
Yeah, Google gong
Okay.
bath. Gong is gong bath, Gong bath, sound
Hmm.
bath. Right now on Instagram, you have so many practitioners that are actually, you know, giving this away every day. Then maybe they have a specific time. They'll do a 30-minute sound bath. They're playing their crystal bowls or their Tibetan bowls, and you're just taking it all in, soaking it all in. But you
Okay.
can also just go to YouTube and type that in and see what fits for you. They have a specific for just your chakras. It's one by Tibetan Sounds that I listen to on YouTube. It's a 7 chakra tune up. And it's like 7 minutes, and he goes through each of your chakras with the various tones. I think
I
that
love that.
it's just a research thing, and it has to be something that you are interested in to then do the research. One thing that I do with a lot of friends, they'll be like, "Oh, let's go out for drinks or let's do this," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to a sound bath. Want to go?" And because it sounds
Yeah.
like something they've never heard of, they'll be like, "Okay, what is Mecca taking me to?" So I've done that a couple times. I even took a date there.
So how did that go? Was that a good date?
He had no clue what he was getting into, but he trusted me. So I think that was part of it. He
Okay.
really enjoyed it, and he thoroughly enjoyed it, and he adds it into his practice now. He's a newbie, but he loves it. So I'm glad I was able to introduce him to it.
Me too. Well, I'm excited for my sound bath. I'm looking forward to it. It sounds like it's going to be a really great experience. So I'll be doing my research in between to see if I can figure out what sounds I connect with. So thank you, Mecca, for
And
our.
it's going to change. You change day to day. The weather changed day to day, so it's not going to be the same sound all the time. Remember that.
That's fair. That's really fair. Yeah. All right. Is this like the Black girl meditation music?
Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Mecca.
I want to get into what are the things that we're into right now. And one of the things that I'm into right now is figuring out abroad living. Is it for me? What kind of information do I need? What do I need to know in regards to a city, a country that would excel in? These are kind of things that I'm in the middle of researching right now. So abroad living. Have you ever lived abroad?
Okay. I have never lived abroad. I think the longest I've been abroad was 14 consecutive days. So, and that was a lot. It was long enough to feel like I am in a completely different frame of living right now. And it was very challenging to come back after being gone for 14 days. But
Where
I
were you?
cannot imagine. I was in Africa and Tanzania.
Oh,
And then I went from Tanzania to Zanzibar, and from Zanzibar to Istanbul. So that was like a full 14-day trip, and then back home. That was the longest vacation I ever took, longest time I've been abroad, and I cannot imagine doing more than that. But tell me, what are you finding in your research?
I think I've been kind of thinking like I have this period of time that I have, almost 60 to 90 days. It could be to the end of the year that I kind of have with no real agenda. So I've never lived abroad before. The longest I've been out, similar to you, has been, 16 days in Okinawa, Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and I think maybe 10 days in South Africa.
Okay.
So I want to be able to experience this for a longer period of time. So like right now, I've just kind of been looking at the Caribbeans. I've been looking at areas that my dollar can go a long ways.
Right.
I've been looking at a place that actually I have not learned a new language yet. So I want to go somewhere that I can speak English and
Mm-hmm.
they understand me. I want to not have that barrier right now. I'm not saying that I can't do it, but that's one of the things I would like to avoid. And then I also just want to be like in the sun, good food, water. Those are the things that like I need to like feel whole right now. So far I have started researching Curacao. I've also been researching Belize,
Okay.
particularly in Belize, Ambergris Cay, which is like an island off of Belize City.
Mm-hmm.
Another piece is I found this like Facebook page that is just a vast knowledge of women that are living abroad. They either the combination is they lived abroad, they are currently living abroad, or they're about to within the next 60, 70 days. And then just general travel vacation people.
Okay.
Which has been a vast amount of information. It's been so helpful. So, I know for sure I can live in like this. There's a resort in the Philippines that I can live in for $1,200 a month, and I can feel like I am a queen. Like my dollar goes very long. So, that for me, that's been something I've been thinking about only because I have this time that I've never had in my life. Like I've never had, the next 4 months that there's no agenda attached to it. And I almost don't know how I feel.
That's got to be like, how do you feel being in this present moment of, I don't have an agenda and I have this time to go to a different geographic location for an extended period of time? Like, how does that feel?
Like freedom. It's funny
Yeah.
because that's, I was in the middle of my meditation yesterday, and I even I got a Reiki treatment, and freedom, freedom, freedom really kept like it felt like it was a stamp that just kept being programmed into my meditation and
Okay.
into like even the Reiki. It was just like freedom, freedom, like, you know, oh, that's the thought. So it's this freedom of no time constraints. It's the freedom of being able to make the choice that I want. It's the freedom of not being obligated to a person, a job, a physical space. And I'm not sure is this a time period that I will have that lasts for a while? Do I have this time window just right now? I just really want to ride the wave of what I have right now in front of me. So I think the biggest thing that I feel right now is freedom.
I love that.
It feels so good. I mean, it's scary too. It's not like I'm just like, oh my God, I get to do blah, blah, blah. It's definitely scary, but I don't feel like it's so scary that it was going to hinder me. I think it's just scary because it's the unknown, but it's okay. It's okay to be, a little frightened as long as you do it. So that's how I feel. And that's kind of what I've been looking up and researching over the last a week and a half now.
Yeah.
And when you do that, it's almost like, I'm a woman, I'm not married, I don't have any kids. So it's like the most optimal time to do it. But I think what I think about is I am close with my mom. So sometimes I'm like, what is she going to say? Do I need to like figure out how she's going to visit me? And I'm like, what are you doing? Stop talking to me now.
You had to check yourself for a minute.
Get
Why
it
are you
together,
creating
girl.
to your freedom?
So just really like getting into me. And this is the first time in a long time in my life that I'm only responsible for Mecca. I'm only responsible for my happiness. I'm only responsible for my cheeriness. And I just really want to like ride that wave, because so many times we get in these positions where we are thinking about other people to the detriment of what our needs are.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, for a long period of time, we all have people that we care about, and we definitely want to make sure they're good. But it's the put your oxygen mask on first, and then you help the next person. So yeah, I'm just kind of rewiring my mindset over the last couple of weeks, and
Living abroad.
living abroad. I mean, it's happening. People are living on boats. People are living, and I think what's going on is because of the state that we're in right now with this pandemic, and how everyone kind of have been on lockdown for the last, what are we on? 3 months?
I think it's like definitely been 2.5 months.
2.5 months. So
no, you're right. It was like 3 months. You're right.
it has been 3 months. Okay, so 3 months. People are like, wait a minute. This is extreme what I'm about to say. So it's not, but it's kind of like, if I only have a short amount of time in this space, in this world, I better start living my life the way I want it,
Mm-hmm.
because we were just quarantined, locked down, and not being able to live the life that we wanted because someone told us that there's something out there that's going to harm our bodies. So it's kind of like we didn't have any control over how we move through life. And it's like, once you do get that control on how to move through life, what do you do with it? Right?
I hope that you find out what you do with it by the end of your 60-day period living abroad. I can't wait. I can't wait. I want to tell the people, what did you discover? What did you learn? Share that knowledge.
I will definitely keep you updated. That'll be a piece that will be that I will continue on. I'll tell you where I found, how long I'm going to stay there, and we'll even talk while I'm there. So
yes, like tell us what happens when you experience freedom, truly. Like what happens to you mentally, spiritually, emotionally? What comes out of that? I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah.
The countdown is on.
All right. I will definitely keep you updated along the way, keep you posted on the updates, and take you for the ride with me.
All right. Okay, Mecca, let's talk about something I am into right now. We got a lot of time on our hands. COVID-19 has kept us indoors, and I have been really into HGTV's Love It or List It. Do
Okay.
you watch any of these
I
HGTV
have.
shows?
Absolutely. I have watched that and I do enjoy it.
Okay, so I don't know what it is about the show, but there's something about watching the designer of the show go through someone's home and really think about how the family has changed or the needs of the people in the house have changed, or just like seeing a house that has really good bones that hasn't been updated though in like
Hmm.
20, 30 years.
Okay.
Seeing that has really, I don't know, something about design right now. I'm into design right now, and Love
Okay.
It or List It allows me to think about design. And we're all spending a lot of time in our homes, right? Like, we've been home for almost 3 months now during the pandemic. And everybody's really thinking about ways to make their homes more comfortable, more accessible, right?
Yep.
And stylish. It's not like we're getting dressed every day. Like, I have legitimately been in sweatpants and maybe a nice blouse here or there for work calls for this whole time.
I understand. Yep.
Yes. And so it's like something about walking through a home that is stylishly put together where the colors reflect who you are. The kitchen design, just like the layout, makes sense. You can easily access your fine china if you want to like have a fancy date night or treat yourself to a
Yeah.
nice little setup for dinner. Your spice rack. Okay, let me tell you, there's something about having drawers. Do you have drawers in your kitchen? There's
Yeah.
something about having drawers in addition to cabinets that's really nice because you just kind of open it up and you see everything laid out. So I'm
I have
really
my spices in drawers. Like I took all
yeah.
my spices out of the original packaging and I
Hmm.
went to like the container store and bought all these blank glass
Like spice
like
containers.
spice containers and
Yeah.
I labeled just the bottom of them and they're all in my drawer.
Right. And then when you open your drawer, then you can see all of them at once, right? Versus having like, I think we all back in the day, like when we got our first apartments, had that wheel thing, right? Like the
Yes,
spice rack
yes,
wheel thing.
yes.
You like turn
Some
it.
people
We
still
all
have
had
it.
that.
My mom still has it. She still got the wheel.
Yeah. So a lot of people still have the wheel, not knocking the wheel. Okay. For anybody out there, we are not knocking the wheel,
Absolutely not.
but there's something about opening up a drawer where you can see everything laid out at the same time all at once. It's very nice. There's something soothing about it. Um, and I put all these elements of Marie Kondo, what sparks joy? Like, does this pillow spark joy for me?
I
Do these
get it.
colors, are they going to resonate with me? So I've really been into Love It or List It. And in all honesty, really thinking about like the space that I'm in and making sure it's comfortable and stylish and a reflection of me, because I think it impacts your mood, the space that you're in,
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree.
And speaking of mood, something else that really like impacts my mood is scent. Like
Ooh.
aromatherapy, I'm into it. Are you into aromatherapy,
I
Becca?
am absolutely. I mean, you guys cannot see my place, but I have one, two, three candles right behind me.
Yes.
Right here is an incense holder.
Yep.
I'm very much so into scents. It
Yeah,
brings.
I'm burning a grapefruit scented candle right now.
Ooh, is that the Soul Cycle one?
No, this one is legitimately from Trader Joe's.
Oh,
They, for
love it.
some reason, have some pretty decent candles. I
They
mean,
do.
they're pretty small, so the burn life is not long on them. But I think aromatherapy and like scents in a space really, like, I don't know, there's something very comforting about it. And when you think about your scent memories, right?
Yeah.
Like memories associated. So for me, I really like the smell of grapefruit. It reminds me of my father when we were younger. Every morning, he would have a half of a grapefruit
Oh.
and he would cut it up a certain way, put a little sugar on it, and eat the grapefruit.
Oh,
And he said that he got this from his father. So
okay.
my grandfather. So when I smell grapefruit, I think of my father, my grandfather, and they're just morning ritual of just eating a grapefruit for breakfast every
I
morning.
absolutely love grapefruit smells, Ashley.
Yeah,
Like legit. I have two candles here that I don't have. I actually about Soul Cycle because that's a popular scent that they have,
yeah.
but I don't have those. But I legit have like two grapefruit
Do you? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm with it.
I love it. I love the citrusness.
What other scents, when you think of like aromatherapy, what other scents do you really enjoy?
The other ones that I have here are I like the smell of teak wood, tobacco.
Okay.
So there is one company that I go to. It's kind of like my go-to company in LA. It's called Teak Wood and Tobacco.
Hmm.
Um, and then I found some candles that was just like teak wood and cashmere. So sometimes I like that woody smell and a soft smell at the same time because it brings comfort. It brings like this warmth. So it depends on what I want to feel like. If I want to feel like a warmth comfort, then I'll bring in like a teak wood, vanilla, those smells. If I want to feel like bright, energized, like there's a candle that I have here. This young lady makes it. It's called Get Shit Done candle.
Okay. Yeah.
But the key scents are all citrus. Like there's a blood orange in there. There's a lime. These citrus smells to kind of bring out productiveness in you.
Yeah.
So it really depends on what the mood is for. Like sometimes I have candles going all night. Um,
Do you ever
yeah,
get
I just
nervous
finished out a
about
candle. I finished out 2 candles the last couple of days.
do you ever get nervous about burning candles through the night or no?
When I first started doing it, I absolutely was nervous because I was like, oh my God. But then some of these candles are made to be burned for like 40 hours.
Yeah.
Or, if it's contained in a glass jar, I look to see if it's a soy or wax and then how the wick is situated. Like
Mhm.
sometimes the wick can not be strong enough for the wax or the soy and it drowns out after a while.
That
Um,
makes
so I don't get nervous. I'm very watchful. Um, I probably shouldn't have said that because I know people are like, well, she burns a candle all night. I mean, a lot of people do it. I mean, it's not some newfound
yeah, I don't
concept
think
of
so.
it.
Yeah.
I don't do it in a room that I'm not in.
Right.
Um, and I think it's a relaxing piece. I mean, it gives you instant peace. The smell and the lighting of the fire does.
Yeah. So I think burning a candle all night, I know I've done it myself as well. I think you bring up some fair points. As long as it's contained, right, and in a space that you're in and aware of, cognizant of. I've burned them throughout the day, several hours in a day.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not concerned about that. But yeah, so I think that it's kind of like wine for me. I drink wine seasonally, right? So summertime is usually actually it's more spring. I like rosés in the spring. I like a Riesling in the summer with some barbecue. In
Ooh.
the fall, I'll switch to like Cabernet. Um, and then I'll transition to Pinot Noir and then Malbec and then back out to rosé. I never hit Merlot. Merlot is like, if I drink Merlot, Mecca, I'm probably halfway through the glass and then I'm out. Like I'm
Is it
immediately,
just too heavy?
it's too heavy. It's too
Okay.
heavy. And so I think it's very similar for me when it comes to scents. I like woodsy smells.
Okay.
But then I also like to mix it with like a tuberose or like some fig or
Wait,
something.
tuberose. Tell me what that. Tell
It's like
me.
a floral scent. But so the combination of like something earthy and woodsy with something lighter like a floral scent is very relaxing for me. And so aromatherapy can definitely make all the difference in a space. And even just when it comes to relaxing, I know before bed, I have my own pillow spray that I created, and I made a mix of lavender and eucalyptus, and that relaxes me. And it signals to my brain, hey, we're calming down, we're relaxing, we're going to sleep. So
What made
aromatherapy.
you like kind of, I'm sorry to cut you off. What made you create like a pillow spray? Like what was the inspiration behind that?
Okay, so I think the inspiration behind Pillow Spray was I wanted to create a bedtime routine, and I was not sleeping well, and I was reading up on bedtime hygiene. Have you heard of bedtime hygiene? Are you familiar with this concept?
I've never heard of, I mean, I've never heard it as a coined term, but I
Yeah.
mean, enlighten me.
So, bedtime hygiene is not about bathing per se, although we're not going to stop anybody from including bathing in your bedtime routine.
Okay.
But bedtime hygiene is really about things doing things that are going to help you get into a state of relaxation and feel comfortable. And so things that I do my whole skincare routine, brush my teeth, floss, do all of that. And then I absolutely have to have my pillow spray, because for me, scent and the connection to scent, it either can relax me, it can energize me, etc. So I wanted to have something that I spray on my pillow. Some people take lavender scents and they smell them, or they put them in their bath, right? I wanted to just spray my pillow and get in the bed and just relax my mind, breathe in the scent. I tend to do some breathing exercises to help me relax if it's been like a particularly stressful long day and my brain, I can't turn my brain off or down. So
Right.
just focusing on the breathing and having the scent accompany it, it's like I really trained myself to recognize, okay, this is my bedtime routine. This is bedtime for me, and we're going to relax and we're just going to breathe this in and eventually just go off into sleep. So that's what inspired my pillow spray.
And so that, and which is that brings a good point, because you basically create this like it's time to go to bed ritual, like a bedtime ritual. Like
Yeah.
what time do you start this? So like if you know you're going to bed at 10,
Yeah.
when do you start this ritual?
Yeah. Oh, well, it depends on how deep the skincare routine is going to be honest. Like, if we're doing a full blown mask, I probably need like a good hour.
Okay.
If it's just
Okay.
like the double cleanse set up, we're going to put some toner, put a nighttime cream on,
I love
whatever.
to hear this. Yeah.
And it's like a good 30 minutes. So, yeah, it doesn't take me long. Probably a good 30 minutes before I go to bed. I'm definitely not looking at any screens. So no screen time generally. I'm intentional about preparing for bed.
Okay.
And it helps me not to get in the bed and think about the last thing I was watching or scrolling through and looking at or whatever. So yeah, usually about 30 minutes. If I'm going to go to bed at 10, then I try to start around 9:30 at the latest.
Ooh, okay.
And it's something I get excited for. And I always make my bed. Are you like a bed maker person? Do you make your bed
I
on?
make my bed up in the morning. I mean that's something I had in my practice, like during college, because I had a roommate and somebody else was seeing it. And then once I start moving and living by myself, I wasn't adamant about making my bed. But
Okay.
just like within the last year, I learned that completes the morning,
Yeah. So
right?
that's
That
a morning
gives me the like
ritual.
now you start your day.
Yeah.
So, and I started thinking of it from that point of view. It doesn't matter if someone's going to see the bed or not. It's just
Hmm.
the completion of the morning. Um,
Yeah.
so now I do that.
Yeah. So it's flipped for me. So everything is about like the bedtime ritual. So maybe I need to work on my morning ritual. That's what I'm learning from this conversation. But my bedtime ritual is like there's something exciting for me about pulling back the covers
Yeah.
and getting into a bed. And I have silk pillowcases. I have multiple pillows on my bed. I have this very lush, comfortable mattress.
Oh,
So like getting into bed is my jam. I have like all white sheets. There's something about white.
oh my God, I do too. I have all white sheets because it's just, to me, it just represents like clean,
Yeah.
like peace. And now
Yes.
my comforter is like a really canary yellow velvet color with like some
Ooh.
blood, like some really like jewel color, like turquoise pillows. Because I have
Ooh.
multiple pillows on my bed too. And so
Yeah.
first I was like, oh God, I want to take all these pillows. And even though I don't sleep with all those pillows, I really just like to let my head lay flat on my one satin pillow. I love to be able to see all the pillows up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's like something that my mom was really into, a lot of pillows everywhere, and I think I took that on. But definitely, I get into my white sheets, and they feel all crisp and clean, and just like peaceful, as you said, and inviting. So I'm all about the bedtime hygiene. I'm all about the bedtime ritual. That is my jam. Maybe at this next phase of my life, I will work on my morning ritual.
No, I mean, but that goes into it. I mean, I'm thinking about what you're saying, and I like, what do I do at night? I probably should lessen the screen time. I don't feel like I've lessened the screen time. What I probably have done is I write out like what I'm grateful for. So that can be like the last thing I think about. So
Yeah.
what am I grateful for? And then there's like some binaural beats that I like to put on before going to sleep so that I can just fall asleep with this tone of music that's going on.
Okay.
I don't have a skincare.
Wait. Oh, we need to have a talk. Hold
I do
on.
not have a skincare routine.
We need to talk. We don't have enough time today, but everybody, we're gonna have a skincare routine. We gotta take care of our skin.
I know, and I always say this. I'm like, I've never had a facial before, Ashley.
I will say your skin looks amazing. So you know,
I've never had a facial.
Whatever you're doing is working.
Thank you, but I do want to like. It's so funny because I've gone to a couple places. I'm like, I'll get a massage, and maybe they have the best. It's a place right around the corner for me. This lady has been in business for, I don't know, 30 years, and she's an esthetician, and she specifically works with women of color. And I'm always like, I should just go in there and get this, facial. And then I get all nervous because I keep hearing about what happens afterwards with all these bumps. It's a whole, you're right. It's a whole discussion that I have to get over. For me, I'll tell you what I do. I will take a shower. If I've been like sweating and stuff, I may use, maybe this is a skin routine. I have this turmeric face wash. So I use a turmeric face wash if I've been sweaty, and or carrot soap, a carrot facial soap. It's just a soap that I wash my face with, and then after that, I should probably put some moisturizer in.
Oh my God! Wait, Mecca, we are cleansing and not moisturizing.
Well, let me finish.
Okay, let's hear it.
In the summertime, I absolutely do not, because I sweat.
Okay.
The sweat is the moisturizer. In the wintertime, when I'm going to tell you, do not judge me.
Okay, no judgment. No judgment zone. I'm a little nervous, though. What's about to happen?
I have upgraded, so let me just say that. I'll tell you what I was doing. I would use...
I'm so scared, y'all. I'm so scared.
I would either use Vaseline or shea butter on my face.
Okay.
But my upgrade has been, a friend makes this skincare. This is the funny part. I have a good friend that has an entire skincare line.
Okay.
And she private labels. Look, she private labels for Bobbi Brown.
Mecca, have you tried any of the products?
Yeah, so she sends it to me. So there's a product that she had. That's how I got the turmeric face wash. Okay. But she has this thing is for eye cream.
Yes. Eye cream is a must.
But I use it all.
Oh,
I like the way it feels. And I was like, girl, I'm not using this right. I'm using it all over. She was like, what? I was like, I'm using the eye cream all over. It feels so good.
I'm done, y'all. I'm done.
Don't judge me.
No judgment.
I think that.
Yes, but you know what, Mecca? Your skin looks amazing. So whatever you're doing, it's working out right. But let's tell the people, your skincare routine does not have to be 18 million products.
That's what I'm always scared of when I see these YouTube people have like a toner, a wash, I like rose water. I do like rose water. Let me put that out there.
Okay.
I know that's just like a refreshener, but
yeah,
I don't. And none of this happens every day, Ashley. The only thing that may happen every day is I put some Vaseline on my lips and I put the eye cream. Eye cream.
We got the low maintenance routine. All right. So for your skincare routine does not have to be 18 million steps. If it is 18 million steps, we support that. Girl, do you. Whatever makes you happy. Person, whatever. I am not a professional. I repeat. I am not.
That's fine. But you take care. It's called self-care. So like you are in a position.
But I've been like so I'll say this. I have been like a product junkie in the past. And that's just in the spirit of like wanting to try things and figure, as you know, like skin can be complex and you want to find things that work for you, and you age and different things come up. So I will say, you don't have to be a product junkie. If that's what you want to do, do you. If it's Vaseline,
that I want to improve.
Talk about that. Do it.
There's things that I want to improve. Like I want to make sure that I avoid, darkness under my eyes. Okay. Sometimes I have some pigmentation from bumps. I do have very dry skin, and right now I have nothing on my skin.
Okay.
I took a shower. I've been outside. It was hot.
Did you put sunscreen on though?
I do sunscreen, and I do use sunscreen. I don't have any on right now.
Okay.
But sunscreen is a must. That That right there is the only thing that is very consistent in my life.
Yes. Put on your sunscreen, people. We all need that for sure. If you don't do nothing else, put on some sunscreen, probably some lip balm, because nobody wants to, be kissing on looking at ashy lips. But
you hear about
the sunscreen.
There's a sunscreen just for like that specialized for melanin girls.
Yeah, I've seen this. I think it's actually becoming a very, I don't want to say popular topic right now, but the idea of having sunscreen designed for people of color, Black women, Black people, that doesn't leave the gray overcast or some other color is so important for sure.
It really is. So the company is called Black Girl Sunscreen, and they literally just I was just reading today that they just had a $5 million woman investor within the last 24 hours. That is like helping them boost like production and marketing. So I think that's pretty cool. Currently I just try to use something called Love My Face that doesn't have a gray or a white overtone.
Mm-hmm.
Because I even use sunscreen in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go out or whatever, because it's a thing.
Yeah. Well, listen, drink your water, use your sunscreen. We will build the routine from there.
I trust you, so I'm excited about that. Yeah. Catch us next time on Incense and Whiskey.
In the meantime, take a breath, have a sip.